abbiamo una sposa, come triste l'attesa.
Hello, welcome to episode 24 of our Let's Play Hearts 3 Italy. Remember from last time that while the Soviet Union is on the verge of collapse, we've almost reached Moscow. Germans have advanced deep into the Ukraine. Things aren't going so well in the Caucasus, but well, we've still advanced in the last episode. Elsewhere there's a few Americans in southern France, but only a few, and a few in Norway. Things are going alright here in Central Africa, but, well, rises and they haven't changed. Doesn't look like much has changed in Indochina either. So here's the what's they vote for. Soviet Union, 91% of the way to surrendering. So hopefully that will not take much longer. Let's just try and sort out the well, the Soviet pocket down in the Caucasus here, and then we can keep advancing elsewhere. Just get these infantry moving forward as well. Okay, let's get going. Just gotta wait for this division to get some supplies before they can start moving forward again. And I have production to spend. Okay, that has not happened in a long time. So I reckon I'll get these garrison divisions at a kind of spare, and I will upgrade them all to infantry. And that way we can have a fourth army to help out in the... well, they won't help, they won't be really in time to fight the Soviet Union, but they can fight the Americans, Canadians, South Africans, Brazilians. I think that's pretty much all we have left to fight. And oops, I left the game pause there. Okay, now we're going. So attacks here are going okay, but yeah, we're one in Karababad, which I suppose is probably the main one. If we can grab that and hold that, we'll have trapped a couple of Soviet divisions. This attack's not going all that greatly, but might improve over time. Just get these guys to finish off the Soviet forces in, well, Prussia here. I'm really close to Moscow, but I still don't want to open up gaps in my lines just in case the Soviets can exploit it. I mean, they managed to do it down here in the Caucasus, where it's actually pretty effectively stopped our advance towards Baku, out of Tbilisi. Okay, so now we've just got to hold the line, and we will be able to, well, eventually force the surrender of 4 Soviet divisions. Kind of thinking our infantry might be able to grab Homel, which is the next Soviet town to the south of here. If we just kind of keep advancing, we'll probably have to give up some land for the Germans to capture, but that's okay. And we've lost in Kravabad. And actually, we've lost 2 battles just north of there as well. And, okay. So instead of holding line, it looks like our entire front line's collapsed. And we do not have a lot of soldiers here. We'll be able to, regain the line. So I'm just going to try and move forward and recapture this one province just to the west of Tbilisi, not west, east of Tbilisi, to allow those 2 divisions to withdraw safely. But I'm thinking it's time to start driving towards Moscow. The Caucasus look like they're in trouble, so it might be time to just get the war over and done with. And I mean, this terrain is not good. It's all forest, so it's not good for my tanks, but well, I've got them attacking through the mountains in the south, and they've actually been pretty successful at that, so can't really complain. Okay, the infantry's actually managing to delay my armoured divisions. Well, I mean, you can't expect that since we're fighting in forests. But I don't really expect the Soviets will be able to stop us here. At least not with the forces they've got there directly in front of us. The thing is, if they do stop us, we have no reserves and no defences in that region, so they'll be able to just drive us straight back. So just reorganising my troops a bit so that hopefully we can stop the Soviets and not have those divisions in the southeast surrounded. Well, they won't ever be surrounded because they can always withdraw through Persia, but you know, it's a little easier to like not let them be surrounded. Oh cool, we're about to win this battle. It's taken a long time and probably a lot of casualties as well. Okay, lots of American partisans in England. But only in England. I think I'll just leave it at this for the moment. I mean, our garrison troops aren't going to be able to defeat these partisans by themselves, but they can hold London and a few of the key ports there, so we should be able to get reinforcements into there pretty quickly once we have defeated the Soviet Union. And it looks like we're withdrawing from Tbilisi as well. Well, the Soviets can have their nuclear reactor back, I suppose. Okay, we're almost at Hommel. And our tanks are actually doing alright in terms of advancing towards Moscow. As in, we've effectively managed to break through in the south, but there are 2 infantry divisions holding us up in the north. And nothing else around here is really worth grabbing, so we'll just keep driving straight in towards Moscow. The thing is, capturing Moscow by itself is like more than enough to force them to surrender. the morale of these armoured divisions is recovering, but those two up in the north aren't really going to be combat effective for a while. Or really, I suppose it's just that one, the 131st. Okay, we're like, I was going to say halfway there, probably a third of the way there. And hopefully they won't have any reserves that they're able to throw in front of us. Because once this division's gone, I think it'll actually pretty much just be a walk straight there. Okay, let's get Hummel. Just bring these infantry, get them to strategically redeploy into there, so that if things do turn bad, we will have somebody able to defend us. And those guys are going the wrong way. That's kind of a bad route to take, or rather a long route to take, but I'm kind of happy with doing an advance over a broad front at the moment. Nothing to the north worth capturing, so we'll just leave our infantry in place. Okay, let's see if we can't get Tbilisi back. It's looking alright. Probably half the reason that things are going so poorly for us at the moment down here is that, well, first it's in the mountains, and secondly it is winter. Which, well, winter's when the Soviets, it's their time to shine. And I'm guessing it's not great for us Italians. decided I didn't really want to fight with those armoured divisions up in the north there, so I'll just drive around the south and hope it works out. Okay, cool, we defeated the enemy in Tbilisi, just gonna go forward and occupy it now. Which hopefully won't take too long. Okay, that infantry division is at very low strength. It shouldn't take us very long at all to defeat it. And we're actually advancing elsewhere in the Caucasus, straight over the mountains. But I mean, heavy losses, but it's kind of what you expect. Okay, we're almost there. Let's go up to Liobursty, whatever, and we can, I don't know, I kind of don't like attacking cities with my tanks, but my infantry are still kind of far away, so we might just do it anyway, see how we go. Meanwhile, the Soviets have launched a counter-attack up in the north, which is actually going pretty well for them at the moment. But hopefully when the 133rd Division arrives, we should be able to stop them. And the infantry isn't actually that far away either. And our attack into Tbilisi had to stop because they ran out of supplies, which is very annoying, as I'm sure you can imagine. But let's get this started again. And we've just lost the battle right here. But those troops were well worn down by their own attempted offensives, so it shouldn't be too surprising. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, we should be able to grab that territory back pretty easily. Just get the infantry to move forward towards Moscow. I actually thought they already were, but I mustn't have ordered them forward, I don't know. Okay, there are a lot of divisions in Moscow, but let's see how well we do. Oh, there are a lot of them. But they're all at very low strength. Or 0.3%, so they're gone. Okay, we won. They actually only had 8,000 soldiers there. Spread across like 20 divisions or something, I don't know, I should have actually looked, but they were ridiculously under strength. Okay, and once our troops get in there and actually occupy Moscow, that'll be it for the Soviet Union. And I forgot to order those guys to stay behind in London. Well, that's a bit of a mistake, but not of any real significance. Might as well just keep moving forward. Try and grab as much territory as we can before the Soviets surrender. And there you go, we just captured Moscow, so it'll be, well, usually midnight. Yep, 100% of the way to surrendering. And we haven't got Tbilisi yet, so that'll go to the Germans. But, well, they can have a nuclear reactor, wouldn't do me any good, and they could probably use one. Midnight. Germany enforced Plan nach Osten on the Soviet Union. Okay, that's probably not good actually. No, it's not good. Ah, bugger. Well, the Soviet Union has surrendered, but they surrendered via an event, which means that they just chose to give all of the land to the Germans and none to me. Which is a pain in the ass. Well, yeah, but what you gonna do? So I'll just get these armies, start redeploying them. I'll send the second one just down to deal with these partisans immediately to the south. First army... I can't really send to Central Africa. Probably can't really supply them in Southeast Asia. So these guys might as well go and yeah, they can go down south of France, fight them in the show, or north of France. Now let's go. First army can get ready to invade England, defeat the Americans there. Along the same lines, I'll get my navies into the coast along here. I'll send my newest battleships back up to pick up those destroyers I keep getting. So then they'll actually be somewhat useful in combat. There was another American landing in Holland this time. Well, the Germans just gained a lot of ground. But cool, we're not at war with the Soviet Union, just the Allies, which is like almost every country on Earth, but most of them are conquered. I probably should stop spying on the Soviet Union now, because like, they're no threat to us. But I don't know. Where else would I send them? I suppose I could send them to the United States, but I'm not that bothered by it really. I haven't looked at the strategic overview thing recently. Let's just see how we're going. Okay, we have slaughtered enemies. Look at those manpower losses. Wait, look at the IC losses first. Well, that's... I was going to say it's fairly even, but then I'm going, no, actually there's a whole extra 0 on my one. But the manpower losses are insane. We've killed so many enemy soldiers. And in the air, it's more even. And at sea, we have sunk a lot of ships. I mean, we've sunk a lot of convoys, so they haven't lost a lot of navies attacking our convoys. But okay. So we're doing pretty well there, I think. Well, I don't really have to look to see that we're doing pretty well. We've conquered all of Europe, defeated the Soviet Union, as well as actually pretty much all of Asia and Africa as well. And to be honest, probably Bulgaria is doing the best, just because they keep grabbing territory that I give up. So they would have taken almost no casualties and gained a lot of ground. Just rename these guys the 4A Armata to fit in with our naming bit. Oh hey, and Germany just released Poland. Cool, so Poland's now on our side, and a little tiny country surrounded by Germany on, I was going to say all sides, but no, Hungary. It's got a tiny border there. Hey, that means that in this game Poland's played in every alliance. They started off in the Allies, then the Soviet Union released them as a puppet state, and they were in the Comintern. Now they're in the Axis. I'm guessing that probably wasn't very pleasant for the Soviet people. Battleships actually took some damage at some point. Maybe the Soviets were bombing them, because I don't know. Okay, the question now is, do I go help out the Japanese in Africa? Or I think Asia's just out of the question. And the obvious thing is an island hopping campaign. Retake England, grab Iceland, Greenland, into Canada and the eastern United States. Well, I don't need this headquarters anymore. Okay, hopefully we can start dealing with these partisans soon enough. Oh, they've got no supplies, so they can't attack. I'm sure we'll get there soon enough. Meanwhile, the Americans are advancing quite rapidly in England, and Germany's stealing a bunch of territory from us in the south of France. Kind of rude after I just gave them huge chunks of the Soviet Union. Well, that's good. Just start using my headquarters divisions to retake this territory. Japan wants to be able to go into debt with us, and honestly I don't really see any reason why not to. But I should get some armoured divisions for the 4th Army. It's going to be kind of a weird army with lots of well, military police, which kind of don't really help that much in combat. It's also still 1 infantry corps short because I just shifted that garrison corps out of there to the what's called the 2nd Army. So yeah, I'll also need 5 infantry divisions at some point, but I can wait for a bit. And what's this? The fall of Stalingrad. Cool. Not actually all that interesting since, well, what it's describing about the last Soviet defenders holding off the German troops and so on and so forth isn't relevant because we're not at war. And Bulgaria's now taken everything I had of Greece. Well, actually, that's not true. Almost everything I had of Greece. So I'll just get the 3rd Army to come up here alongside, or where the 1st is going to end up. I've now got all these soldiers and not really enough places to put them. The fall of Moscow. German panzers smashed through hastily erected barriers on the streets of Moscow. Blah 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 blah. Also not relevant because this is about a month after the Italian forces captured the city and forced the Soviets to surrender. But good on you, Germany, you're a month late. Anyway, I think since I'm just really redeploying my forces to fight the Americans now, I think we might call it an end for this episode. Well, we've accomplished the big thing, which was conquering the Soviet Union here, made Germany hugely more powerful, and by consequence the Axis as a whole. Elsewhere, well, nothing much has happened. Well, Australia's gained a lot of territory. I think the Americans had also advanced a bit in Southeast Asia. It's looking pretty much the same everywhere. So, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all next time.